Hello everyone, how are you? Today is December 6th, and I'll be explaining exactly why the Overwatch ranking system in Season 3 feels so bad. First, let's take a peek at the issue with Season 2's ladder. A big issue last season was that huge spike in players around Platinum. Upwards of half the population was in Plat. A lot of players in Plat felt great difficulty climbing because they met a massive skill spike. Suddenly, to progress to Diamond, they had to surpass half of the entire population. And this made games volatile and inconsistent. But there are no good elo ladders really that are evenly distributed, so it's common to see bigger populations at certain ranks. In other popular games like League, these populations are weighted more towards the bottom, however. And doing this largely avoids the skill wall that Overwatch's ladder had in Platinum in Season 2. Let's talk about why. When you aren't as good at the game, there are many skills you need to learn and develop, meaning you can improve quickly and easily. The more you know, however, the better you are, the more difficult it is for you to improve. Alright, quick example. Take a 400-meter foot race. If you have a time of 45 seconds, we're talking men's times here, it's incredibly difficult to shave off even half of a second. A runner at that level might train an entire year to just get half a second faster. If you are a beginner runner, however, and you have a time of, say, 1 minute and 30 seconds, that's quite slow. You can easily cut your time down by 30 seconds over the course of a year, maybe even 40, depending on how hard you work. It's the same for most things, and competitive video games are no exception. It makes sense, then, to put the bulk of the population at the lowest skill levels. That way, the huge wall of players you have to overcome is offset by the fact that you have the ability to improve very quickly and pass them all. Season 2's elo system was backwards in that regard. The spike happened much further along the skill curve, and by the time you are in Plat, you're already pretty decent at the game. Sure, Plat players aren't necessarily the best ever, right? There's still a ways to go, but by the time someone is in Plat, they most likely picked up a few skills and have a good amount of game knowledge. At that point in the skill curve, your improvement starts to slow down. It's the 400-meter race example again. When you were running a minute 30, you were shaving off seconds every day you were training. Now that you can run it faster than a minute, however, now that you're in Platinum, those days turn into weeks, and suddenly you're taking months to see the same improvement you used to be able to achieve in just a day. So not only was a Platinum player suddenly faced with a massive wall of players to overcome, but the rate at which they could improve was dropping severely at the same time. This was the main reason most Platinum players were getting incredibly frustrated. It almost seemed like it was impossible to climb out because the effort required was just so much. Alright, cool. So that was in Season 2. Now we're in Season 3, and the community consensus seems to be that it has gotten even worse. And now remember, Blizzard's system does technically work along this skill curve. If you're in the 54th percent of skill in Overwatch, chances are overwhelmingly high that you will quickly find yourself on the 54th percentile of the elo curve. I'm talking about how it feels for the players. So in Season 3, Blizzard simply flattened the curve. They basically pushed the upper ends of Platinum up and the lower ends of Platinum down, leaving only the players in the middle of Platinum to stay in Platinum. This obviously has a ripple effect, so all of the Gold, Silver, and Bronze players were pushed down, while the Diamond Master and Grandmaster players were pushed up. This is one of the worst things Blizzard could have done in terms of player satisfaction. So we still have the problem at Platinum, right? It's still there, it wasn't solved. There's still a hump that players have to go over while at the same time their improvement is slowing down. We talked about that, right? It was just reduced a little bit. It really doesn't matter though if it feels a little less bad, because it still feels bad. Degrees of badness, more bad, less bad, they aren't really a factor here. It still feels bad at Platinum. But now they've also taken all of the Gold and lower players, who are most likely to be the least happy with their rank, and shoved them down further. That's going to definitely feel bad, but the fact that it was only the lower ranked players who got pushed down makes it feel ultra bad. Also, at the same time, they took the higher ranked players, the players who are most likely to be excited about climbing and getting better, right? And they shoved all of them up a tier, so that now if you're in Diamond and your goal this season was to get Masters, which is Pretty good goal, right? Guess what? You're in Masters. Congratulations. It made the achievements of the upper tiers feel very hollow and unsatisfactory for all the players in Diamond and Upper Plat who are looking forward to goals this season. So to summarize, Platinum players still feel bad because they have the same problem as Season 2, lower ranked players feel bad because they got shoved down even lower, and higher ranked players feel bad because all the sense of prestige and accomplishment for the higher ranks have been pretty much removed. The Season 3 change made everyone feel bad. The solution is simple. Now, the ELO system has been messed around with so much, changing it more is going to feel really awkward, but Blizzard should simply weight the system in a more normal way. Most players should be in bronze, and the population should taper off as you continue to climb. That way, the speed at which you're learning new things matches the population you have to overcome at any given step of the ladder. Also, if basically everyone gets pushed down, nobody will feel bad because everyone else would have been pushed down at the same time with them. This push down the silver players and push up the diamond players thing is obviously going to create frustration and a big feeling of unfairness. But anyway, guys, that's my take on the matchmaking system currently. Remember, the system works in an air quotations around the word works sense. By that, I mean it'll place you properly along this curve after a certain relatively small amount of games. It just feels very bad. So let me know your experiences with Season 3 and any questions in the comments section. So like if you liked it, which I hope you did, stay positive and have a great day. Peace out, guys.